Good morning, everyone. My name is Marcus Gottschalk, and I'm host of Leaders Talk, and that is Change, Leadership, and Partners Leader Talk. And I have Francesco Canetta today from Jungheinrich. And well, Francesco, you will have in a second, we'll ask you to introduce yourself and to tell us more about Jungheinrich. However, before you do that, people ask me, Marcus, so why do you do Leaders Talk? And the answer is quite simple. Leaders Talk is such a rewarding format where I have the pleasure to interview leaders from all different kind of industries about their achievements, but also about what they are doing currently in terms of leadership development. And we contribute to knowledge. We're creating new thoughts, and we share that with the world. So it can't be better. Yeah, Change, Leadership, and Partners. I think everyone who signed up and also listens to that recording knows who Change, Leadership, and Partners is. But we focus on leadership development and change leadership. Francesco, let's just cut to the chase and thank you for being here today. So, Francesco, can you tell us a bit about yourself and who is Jungheinrich, and then also about the leadership development program you launched with your sales region, Step Beyond and Step Beyond number 2 even.
Yeah, first of all, thanks a lot for inviting me, for having me here. It's a pleasure to talk with you and with the audience. Yeah, my name is Francesco Canetta. I'm Italian. I'm born in Italy. I'm living in Italy, but I'm working for a German company and for a sales region which covers more or less the South and the East Europe. If you agree, I will give you some information about my company and about myself.
Yeah,
I'm working. Yeah, please tell me.
No. It would be great. Thank you for sharing, Francesco. That's great, because then it gives us a bit of context.
And okay, my company is a German-based company. It's working in the intralogistics sector, and it's quite old. We are celebrating the 70th anniversary this year. And you see that we started in 1953. It's based in Hamburg, and now we are in 2023, and there is a lot of things happened during those 70 years. We are our presence is in 42 countries around the world. The yellow ones are the ones where we have a direct sales structure, and we are more or less 20,000 people with a revenue of 4.7 billion. And I'm working for the sales region South Europe, East Europe, which is the yellow one. You see here, the yellow countries are the ones we are working on. My role is a program execution manager, so I'm working with the vice president of this sales region, which collects 11 countries with direct structure, 8 countries with partner structure, and my boss is responsible for about 1 billion revenues with 3,500 employees. It's challenging. It's a good. It's not that big, but it's very challenging. And yeah, please tell me.
It's a very diverse region, if I may contribute. You have Turkey, I can see, and then it is spanning, Italy, and then Spain, and
yeah, we have Iberia, the peninsula. We have Balkans, Italy, Turkey. Yes, although we are more or less all facing the Mediterranean shores, we are very different from culture, and this is. This could be also a topic, an issue, but it's also very enriching because when you see things from different perspectives, it's very nice. Of course, if we talk about the markets are very, very different from one from the other. But we needed to offer the same product in every market, and also the same services in every market. That's the challenge. To work 3,500 employees together and to move in the same direction, overcoming the cultural differences we have.
Yeah.
For that reason, yeah, please tell me.
And I think for people who don't know Jungheinrich, maybe you have seen the forklifters, the yellow forklifters. I think I just saw a picture. It's just in your previous slide, you were saying you have more than 1 million of these electric trucks and forklifters. And I think we can find them everywhere in the world, which is fascinating.
Yeah, we're not producing only forklift trucks, but everything that is related to warehouses. I mean, we are also offering warehouses, warehouse automation, and a lot of solution for intralogistics. We are one of the best, one of the 3-4 player in Europe, and we have also a good presence worldwide. Yes, thanks for remembering it. And let's go to the step beyond. We are talking about, unlocking the secrets of good to great. To me, it sounds too much, but actually, we did a really good step forward with you, with the help of CLP. We started this path, this journey back in 2019, just because of this need to align all the different sales unit, or the management team to the same direction and work together. My boss, he's the vice president of South Europe, East Europe sales region, had this precise idea to move towards transformational leadership. Transformational leadership, I think you all know about it, is to involve people, to delegate, and to avoid command control, which is not bad in itself, but as far as I learned, you have to choose the right leadership according to the right context you are moving in. So we started this journey in 2019 only with managing directors, and then in 2020 we moved. 2020 was a strange year, a difficult year for every one of us, and in March, we were in our region. We were the first one to be locked down. Italy was one of the first countries to be closed, but then followed Spain, Portugal, Greece, and also the Balkans and the Central European countries. It was very stressful, and so my boss had this idea to give some psychological support to the leaders, because they had to give psychological support to the partners. Every one of us has a precise memory of these times. For this reason, we started a training program to coach as a leader. Coaching is a thing. To coach as a leader is something different, of course, because there are some options you cannot choose if you are a leader and you are coaching someone. And in this case, we involved the management level 1 and 2, but divided by departments. For example, management level 2 after sales, management level 2 sales, management level 2 warehouse solutions. It worked, but we felt that we need a step beyond, a step ahead. And we did this step ahead with CLP the following years in 2021, 2022, when we involved all the management level 1, 2, and the HR manager. We're talking about 70 plus people coming from 11 countries, and we did something very special with CLP, because we designed small groups. That's an idea from Marcus, a group of 3 people. So we had so many groups of 3 people, and every group should maximize diversity. So people should should be from different genders, from different countries, from different departments, and the diversity boosted, and it was very, very successful. Do you remember, Marcus? It was very challenging to organize it, but very powerful when we did it.
Yeah, and I remember, thank you, Francesco. I remember that one of the objectives of the training design was to bring people together and to bring people together who usually don't work together and don't have the contact because they're in different countries and maybe even different functions. And so we brought them together to exchange and also to work on business problems.
Yes, one point also was the hierarchy. Hierarchy is sometimes or could also become a problem when people are too hierarchical, that they avoid to raise issues or to intervene when there are problems. Coming from 11 different countries, of course, we have 11 different approaches towards a hierarchy, and we decided during this training to call ourselves with the first name. And for someone was also this small thing was very challenging. If you think about, from my country, Italy is not that a big problem. Probably for English culture is quite simple, but for other countries it was very challenging. And being, for example, as someone that happens to someone, they were in a peer group with the vice president. Peer group and vice president doesn't sound very familiar.
Yeah, that was.
But that's what we did, and also my boss was very challenging, because it was a great challenge for him to someone think that authority comes from keeping the people away from you, which is correct. Sometimes it's challenging also to keep authority, or to keep authority by involving the people, by talking with the people. Of course, it's much more challenging, much more. It requires a lot of effort more, but it's much more effective, and that's what we discovered. Because in 2020, the first step beyond was very successful training, really appreciated from the people. For someone was a little bit disturbing, but it was very nice, nice perceived, a nice experience. In 2022, we kept this path with an advanced leadership in the new normal, only for managing directors. Of course, managing directors has a role and they should drive their people. And we decided to offer them an advanced leadership in what we call new normal, because starting from 2020, everything's changed, and we need different tools. In 2022 or 2021, 2022, we were in the midst of the Great Resignation. If you remember, it was a very tricky period. It was very hard to understand, and we decided to give some new tools for the new normal to the managing directors. And then back to CLP, we decided to move one step ahead again. We call it step beyond do it. This idea came at the end of the first step beyond we did. My boss decided to make a present to all the people attended, all the participants to the training, and we all received a mug, a yellow mug. We love yellow color in Jungheinrich. And in this yellow mug, there was a sentence which was the best way to explain it is to do it, which is something quite obvious, but in time when we're talking about training, is not that obvious. And with Marcus, we decided to put this sentence into reality and to do this step beyond do it, which is the second part of what we learn, or is put in practice what we've learned in step beyond.
Yeah,
please.
And I know you have a further slide where you compare the step beyond and the step beyond do it, but maybe just one word here, if I remember correctly. And we didn't change we didn't change the themes or the topic. It was change, communication, and collaboration in Step Beyond in the first one, and but also in the second one. And we didn't add any tools, but we said based on the 70-20-10 principle, we would like people really to do it and not just to listen and to reflect, but to go out there and apply their knowledge and gain experience that we can reflect and maybe even change behavior with the new experience. But I know you have a further slide. Sorry for that.
Yes, no, please. You're always welcome when you jump in. But I would like to add something. You said we wanted them. It's not that we, all of us wanted to go ahead. I mean, we did a lot of training, and training are very interesting, but sometimes training clashes somehow with the real life, because you have 1 day training, it's perfect, you have the time to go into the topic. Now then you go back in your office, you are submerged by emails and phone calls, and what you've learned stays somehow in the background, and you say, okay, when I have time, I will put it in practice. Sometimes this time doesn't come at all, or hardly comes. So we decided to change the perspective and move from traditional training to learning by doing, I would say, which is easy said than done, I would say. And with Marcus, this request came from all the participants that say, okay, very interested, but how can I go and apply this into the real life? For this reason, Marcus accepted this challenge to design a very unique training, I think, because it's focused only on doing. I mean, we will move, as Marcus said, from what we've learned, and then we will put some practical cases on the table, and we will solve these practical cases all together. So it's interesting for the person who brought the issue, but it's interesting also for the other people that can work on a really on a real life experience. As I said, it's easy said than done, but it has been successful because what we offered were only eligible. So all the modules we offered were on voluntarily based, and they are all overbooked. I saw. It was very appreciated from the person. But yeah, let's talk about the details of the Step Beyond we did. The first session were 70 plus participants, 25% female, e-guide provided, and you, as Marcus said, all the topics we covered in 2022 will be covered in 2023, 2024. We're talking about peer group coaching, feedback feed forward, change management, tools for new times. So there were the 4 core topics we worked on in theory in 2022. Although, if to be honest, it was in theory, but we did also some nice games, like for change management, we played these virtual games with Atli. No, which was the name, Marcus? Acti.
Simulation, and a change simulation, yes.
Yeah, it was very, also the idea was not completely theoretical, was like lessons we learned, information we got, but they were very focused on practice. What we will do this year and the following year is to go beyond even. And the idea is to change or to move the group coaching into a body for life, which is matching people, which can then help them during their career, not only for one training, but a partner, a working partner, a body for life. It's the perfect decision of the name. We will talk about books, beyond books, which is like a book club where we will read and discuss and propose books which are interesting for us. Difficult conversation comes also from collaboration and communication. This is a very appreciated topic. I saw that a lot of people signed up for this training, for this module. Bring a conflict to the table. It's always a very challenging thing, and we will do that with practical conflicts that we are having. Communicate, connect, influence, of course, is something that we will experience. And I love the last one, demystify agile project management. Not because, yeah, please go.
Sorry, I don't want to interrupt you about Agile Project Manager. I just wanted to ask, I wonder, because we also implemented an alumni, and I know you are part of the alumni and you're leading the alumni. And I wanted to ask you, what was the alumni? It's the first point here. And what is the alumni, and why did you, or what is it, and what is it for you? And yeah.
Yes, I kept the alumni session as last point because I think it's the most important one. Please excuse me for putting it at the end, but alumni session, or please excuse me if I say alumni, but to me it sounds too strange. Alumni, please excuse me for that. But alumni is a Latin and an English word. I'm coming from the Latin word. Please excuse me for that. Alumni, it's a group of former students. And we are all former students of the first step beyond. And we will offer some intellectual stimulation during 1 year. We will meet one time every 4 or 5 weeks, more or less. And we will discuss in 1 hour and a half. We will have a speech about a topic that comes directly from us, from an alumni planning group, but also from all the people that participated to the first step beyond. We will, and it's very interesting because we are talking about issues or topics that are very linked to our world. The first alumni session we will have is about Generation Z, which is both a problem and a resource, a very important resource, but somehow could be also an issue. And we will discuss about Generation Z with some Generation Z workers that we have, some Generation Z colleagues. Me, I'm from the X generation, and a lot of people in the management team are from the X generation. So we will sit together on a table, pose question, and give answer. Of course, there is a structure, a very precise structure to do that. And I think it's very interesting. Another point of alumni session would be learning from failures. Usually we're talking about success stories. We will talk about unsuccessful story, and we will get some useful information from this unsuccessful story. So what I loved is just 1 second, Marcus. What I loved from this alumni session is that it's very, tailored on our needs of this period, and it's made from us. Of course, CLP is making the facilitation, and but it's something that it's like discussing in a peer group of what is important for us. Please, Marcus.
No, I just wanted to say, if I understand you correctly, it is not designed and suggested by an external. It is you, the 70 plus participants, have topics, have needs, strategic topics they would like to discuss, and they have monthly or 6 weeks, every 6 week sessions where they invite externals, keynote speakers, but also working with internal experts or internal Jungheinrich representatives. And you are basically discovering, so basically it's suggested by you, it's facilitated by you, everything is done by you, but actually you are taking care of your own development.
Yes, exactly. And that's possible only because we did the first step beyond. I mean, would have been possible if we wouldn't have this training last year, this training, or I will call it experience, because it wasn't a training. It was much more an experience we had all together.
That's wonderful. Something happened with the screen. Yeah, you switched it.
Yes, I finished my presentation. I don't have any more slide, but I think that everyone in the audience has the same question. So what? Okay, you did this, and what is the outcome of all these things? And it's very hard to give an answer to this question, which is quite normal. From my experience, it's easier right now to work. As I told you, alumni session would have been impossible in 2021 or in 2020 because communication was not so open. But it's my perspective. The mood, the general mood is much better. It's positive. Communication is flowing very easily, but I think this is a more mid-term project. You cannot change everything in just one training session, but keeping on doing this training and having this experience, it's very, at the end, it changes the things for the better. But if I may, I would just point a fact that in 2021 and 2022, our region scored as the best region in the sales team. I mean, in sales team, it's a fact. It doesn't depend from, of course, from the training, but it's a fact that we had we have this prize, which is divided in 3 categories: small sales unit, medium sales unit, and big sales unit. 3 places each. Out of 9 places, we won 6 places. So 6 places were sales region South Europe, East Europe. Of course, it doesn't depend completely from this training, but I think that it had an impact on that.
Right. An impact, do you think it is because you are more transparent? You're more, what's about trust?
I think, yes, trust is collaboration. The collaboration improves because, we were in groups so heterogeneous that it's like we broke some ice between us. And also we broke also the fear of speaking in different hierarchy level. We were management level 1, 2, and 3, and E. And it was sometimes some people feel uncomfortable speaking out or raising issues or problems towards the higher ranks. And that's a problem at the end, because the problem stays unnoticed. And if they pop up, it's much better because you can solve them. If you don't know them, you cannot solve them. Please.
So let me, because we are also almost at the end, but let me ask you, Francesco, a very challenging question. Maybe you don't know the answer, but anyhow, we started with Step Beyond. We have, and Step Beyond was more training and it was communication, change, and collaboration. And now in Step Beyond Do It, we do it. We apply it. You are in the driver's seat. So what do you think is Step Beyond 2024, 2025? What do you think? What topics, what thoughts pop up in your mind? Would you stop it? Would you continue it with the same group? What pops up content-wise? What do you think?
I think that you mentioned trust. Trust is something you have to work a lot to build it. And I would like to continue this path because it has been very enriching from my point of view. I saw that the environment changed for the better. I think that we should focus on trust and transparency. Also, in this case, I don't know how to, but I think that that's the goal, to enhance a cross-hierarchical collaboration. And to do that, you have to trust people.
Yes. Working together, more transparency, short communication lines.
Yes.
I think that's wonderful. Thank you very much, Francesco. I think that was very insightful. Thank you for being here today. And thank you.
Thanks a lot to you and to you all. Bye-bye.
Thanks everyone. Bye-bye.